92 years old, and just 2 days ago, probably worked, I don't know, 60, 70 acres with CLC, John Deere you see sitting up over here. So if you guys have any questions on tillage, I will say he probably has the most history in the room for tillage, so he'll tell you, talking to him, you'll see why we get passionate about it. We're a 3,200 acre farm. I'm the third generation. My family moved here in 1968, bought this home farm, 409 acres. Since that time, we've grown. We grow fresh packed potatoes. You guys are free to walk around, ask any questions to anybody here. Our packaging room's in the back there. Luckily for you today, we're not running. We grow about 1,200 acres of corn, about 900 acres of soybeans, wheat, oats, and do some hay as well. In addition to that, we also sell seed and agriculture chemicals. We basically manage a buyer's group, as I like to call it, and we deal with guys throughout northwest Pennsylvania selling Pioneer seed, DeKalb, Mycogen, also selling chemicals. Another gentleman I want to introduce you, raise your hand, Bill. Bill Smith helps me with seed, also helps me with these tillage machines. Bill's a dairy farmer, and his father's sitting there as well. They have a CLC. As I like to tease Bill, he's a reformed no-tiller, and grows twin-row corn, high residue, and you can speak with his father. I think his father was about ready to kill me the day we shipped the machine down, and his comment was, everyone should have one of these damn things. So, without further ado, we're going to move over to the field. We're going to go machine by machine. I will explain them to you. Grab Philip, grab any of these guys if you have questions. While I have everybody here, the way we work our soil here, and the way we got set up with Berlin is a little bit of a story. For years and years, we sold, my father sold, you'll see him in a little bit, after a little bit while, he's going to pull into the field with another machine. We use Lely Roteras. For years and years, for a typical potato grower, used power harrows. Good machine. We would plow in the fall with our Berlin, our rollover plow sitting down there in the shop down there, which the only time we pull it out anymore is for new ground when we pick up new farms. But we'd go in and power harrow, prepare the ground. That's how we would run a bridge hitch with a grain drill hooked behind. Basically do a one-pass system since the mid-70s, about 1974, 1975 is when we started doing that. We planted thousands of acres every year with that system. In 2004, 2003, somewhere in there when Agriteka was over in Germany, I had the opportunity to go over, and on that trip was when I was introduced to the CLCs. Well, as we were traveling around the country, the thing that stuck out to me was how uniform the crops were. For 14 years, 15 years, we no-tilled here ourselves, half of our ground. We thought it was the greatest thing ever until we got our combine yield monitor. And then we started re-evaluating. We were seeing a huge difference on our crops with the yield monitor versus our tillage. So we went back to doing more and more chisel plowing, running a field cultivator, fitting the ground up that way. Always, when I was a kid, and made all my money as a kid running fall tillage, I'd come home after school and work till midnight running that old iron horse sitting out there that's a giant paperweight. So today, after we went to Germany, we've run Berlin plows. We had an experience with our potato harvester, our potato planters, Berlin. We love their steel quality, how light, simple, how well the machines work. So as I was at the Agriteka booth, and I had seen some machines working in Europe when I was over there. One of them was by a company called Lemkin, which is a competitor to Berlin. While I was at this booth, I was asking them, and they went and showed me what was the CTC. So as they were explaining to me, there was a gentleman there by the name of Thorsten that was at that show, and him and I became very good friends. He took the time to show me and understand how the machine worked. Well, since that time, basically, we completely changed the way we do tillage. I do no fall tillage anymore. I don't run a moldboard plow unless we're picking up a new farm and we have brush and stuff like that we're trying to plow down. We literally we don't chop stalks anymore. What you see is one pass ahead of our planters. We'll spread fertilizer, whatever we're putting on while our planters are up. We're using liquid fertilizer. So CTC. One person's running the grain drill. We run a 30-foot Great Plains drill or corn planters right behind. Like I say over and over, one and done. And our yields, and something we're going to talk about over in the field is a little bit is clay particles. You'll hear me talk about soil structure. There's no tillage manufacturer that I've met yet that will explain to you soil structure. We're going to do that today. That's what's fundamentally different about these machines. And I can show you lots of wheat fields around here. There's one across the street here. There's a fertilizer trial there, so it doesn't look as even. But look at my wheat fields the whole way across. You don't see washing in our fields anymore. Bill's one will tell you he has a lot of hill ground on. He's over in Jefferson County, which is lots of hills. Bill, do you have any washing? That was a concern of yours. Bill also called me last year. He goes, he's a dairyman, making silage off. You know, where could you run? And he still no-tilled a little bit last year on a couple fields to see, to prove it to himself. Okay, we're 100% tillage. Where could you run the 4-inch choppers on those hills? So did you hear that? On the no-till ground, they couldn't get the trucks to stick on the hill with the self-propelled choppers. They'd move over onto the CTC ground, and they'd have no trouble. You go in. Needless to say, the guy that was custom chopping is getting a demo machine for his farm, for his ground. He's a big dairy farmer. And so that's what we're seeing. And it comes down to soil structure. We'll explain that. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over, just jump in your vehicles, and we're going to, on the other side of this house is a field. And then you'll see a gray house and a white barn on this side. Pull in the driveway up around, you can park in the field, and we'll start with the machines. And again, if you have any questions, there's restrooms right there, downstairs there, help yourselves. Anything you need hospitality-wise, come see me. A lot of our employees, you'll see are running around. Ask my grandfather, he can direct you to the right person. Just anything you need, just let us know. There's not a dumb question here today. Think of a challenge, each and every one of you. Throw out what you know. Think different. Different is what makes you money in farming. Remember, the only difference between guys that are making it in farming very profitably and the ones that aren't is roughly 10% return on investment. That's what I'm going to show you today, is how we can drive return on investment. One machine, I hate to say it, does it all. So we'll go over. If you have any questions, grab them.
Brian, I'd like to make one comment. Over the years, I've used a lot of different machines. There's no machine on market today compared to this Kubota. If I'm in corn stock, just the way it comes to combine, nothing under 1 foot. And it makes the seed good. You fall right after the drill. Whatever.
That's coming from a guy who grew potatoes for, what, 80 years now? This is your 82nd crop? Find a potato guy that will tell you one pass and you'll have awesome potatoes. And remember, I'm not a chip griller. We're not chip grillers. Everything we ship here has to be high quality. We're not, with chips you can get away with a lot. Everything we do is fresh pack. So, quality, quality, quality. And it comes down to soil texture. So, let's run over and take a look.